What's up, everybody? Happy Sunday. You're watching Onorato and Company on News Channel 13's Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube pages. We're with you every single week, Thursday mornings at 10 o'clock. And of course, you guys probably know the deal by now. A couple opportunities to catch us each and every weekend. Me and Ashley Miller, Saturday nights at 6 on my 4, Sunday mornings at 6 on News Channel 13. And every now and then, thanks to the great people at Saratoga Courage Distillery and Pick Six Vodka, we are with you for an NFL Sunday to get you ready for the Week 7 games today, live from Ship's Pub in Albany. Our guy Rob Terrio doing big things, not only here at the Ship, as we like to call it, up the road from News Channel 13, but also at the Tipsy Moose locations around the 518. Lot to get to here before the NFL games start, and the Bills are off, so we're going to focus on the Giants and the Jets here. And at 5-1 and 4-2, the answer should be easy, right? They're playoff contenders, no doubt about it. I'm a yes on both of these, and I'll explain why here. Because while you're going to question the quarterback play with Daniel Jones and Zach Wilson only in his second year, these teams are built on two things that travel: a run game and a defense. And that is why the Giants are 5-1 and why the Jets are 4-2. I'm not going to get caught up in who they have played yet at this point. Giants are halfway there to making the playoffs. 10's going to probably get you in. And the Jets have gone through their more difficult schedule, despite the fact that they played a lot of backup quarterbacks. They've gone really through their most difficult stretch of the schedule this year. So I think there's no doubt, there's really no doubt in my mind that both of these teams can make the playoffs. David saying it. Yeah. Happy Sunday, Buffalo. Bills have the bye. There's nothing better than having the bye coming off a huge win like Buffalo had at Kansas City last week, right? No doubt about that. The Giants today, underdogs at Jacksonville. We'll get to the Pick Six Vodka pick'em coming up later on with me and Ashley Miller. The Jets are underdogs, although that Vegas line has moved because Russell Wilson's not going to play for the Broncos. But if you bet him earlier in the week, you could have gotten him as an underdog. New York on the road at Denver for a 4 o'clock kick this afternoon. Yes, I'm in on both of these teams making the playoffs. I'm not going to tell you they're going to win playoff games. I don't think either one's going to win the division. But yes, they can absolutely make the playoffs this year. Here's another look at why. I think the Giants win today at Jacksonville. The Jags are good. The defense is really good, but there's something going on with Brian Daboll and the New York Giants this year. You have to believe in them. Saquon Barkley is back to looking like his old self. He's leading the NFL in yards from scrimmage this year. Jacksonville's defense is really talented, but I think the Giants obviously can win a low-scoring game. Don't have to ask Daniel Jones to do too much. Don't turn it over, Daniel Jones. You got a great shot to win at Jacksonville today. At Seattle, then a bye week. Houston, Detroit, both very winnable games. And then at Dallas, that's the most challenging one, obviously, on the schedule here of New York's next 6 games. Give me the Giants going into that Dallas game to be 8-2. Why not, right? They're 5-1 right now. They're 5-1 right now. Are you telling me they can't win 3 of the next 4 going into Dallas? Certainly, you would put check marks next to Houston and Detroit. So then it's find a way to win at either Jacksonville today or Seattle next week. And you are 8-2 going into that game at Dallas. I mean, no Giants fan would have ever predicted that, but they would all sign up for it right now. There's no question. I would sign up for 7-3 if you said you have to have a certain record by Dallas and I'm 7-3. I'd absolutely take that. How about the Jets? At Denver today, no Russell Wilson. Got to find a way to win that game. Can't lose to Brett Rippon. Brett Rippon has one win in his career. It's against the New York Jets, though. It came a few years ago. Much different Jets team now with year 2 of Robert Saleh, year 2 of Zach Wilson, some really good drafts, and obviously a terrific defense. New England. Okay, Mac Jones going to be back in the fold for that one. Still a very winnable game at home against a Patriots team you currently lead in the division. Got to find a way to win that one. Then it becomes more difficult. Buffalo before the bye. But if I can get the next 2, I'm 6-2. I'm 6-3 losing to Buffalo going into that bye week. You don't feel good about yourself going to the bye? think you'd have to. New England, Chicago, Minnesota. Chicago's a very winnable game. I can get to 8 wins here. I'm looking at the next 6 on the Jets schedule. So they're both playoff teams for me right now. They're both playoff teams for me. Here's why. Defenses are really good. Run game is really good. Talked about it at the beginning of the show. Show me proof of that, Chris. Okay. Neither team's lost on the road. Run games, defenses, travel. Jets are 3-0 on the road. Giants are 2-0 on the road. Can they get it done today? We'll see. They're both on the road. These would be 2 really good wins on the road. All right, let's take a quick time out here on Onorato and Company live from Ship's Pub in Albany. When we come back, I'm going to look at the teams that are either at 500 or below. Which of those cannot just make the playoffs, but can make a serious run in the postseason. Brought to you by Pick Six Vodka here on this NFL Sunday live from Ship's Pub. You're watching Onorato and Company on News Channel 13's Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube pages. Back right after this.
I don't care what kind of stories that's been told on you. That may be a lot of things in life you used to do. If you can't give true love to me, I'll understand. Just do the best you can.
Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs and 95 calories.
And now back to Onorato and Company, brought to you by Alpenhaus.
Shout out to Andy Heck and Katie Osborne, the great people at Alpenhaus, and to Holly, Serge, and Adam for hooking us up here at Ship's Pub. Rob Terrio, the owner, Ship's Pub, Tipsy Moose. You know him if you're around the Albany scene and the great restaurants and bars that he has, keeping everything going here in the 518. The food's incredible at both places. Stop on down to the Ship. Watch the games today and NFL Sunday, Week 7. I've got Cowboys fans rolling in here. They've got to be feeling pretty good. Their guy Dak is back in the fold, and considering the way Cooper Rush was able to keep things going, what a competitive division. Philly, the Giants, Dallas. It's going to be a fun ride the rest of the way in the NFC East, certainly now with Dak back and the Cowboys feeling like they're in really good position to make a little bit of a run with their franchise QB back at it. They are not part of this conversation. Neither are the Giants or the Eagles. All three are over 500. Here are the teams at 500 or below. Best chance to make the playoff run. What do you think? You've got the Packers at 3-3. You've got Tampa at 3-3. You've got San Francisco at 3-3. I've got Baltimore and Miami also at 3-3. So they're all 500 here. These are the ones that I believe have the best chance. You're going to pin me down to pick one. I did it last week when Ashley and I had this conversation. I'm on the Dolphins. When Tua was healthy, beginning of the year, you all would have said, boy, Miami's going to push Buffalo for the AFC East crown. This is a really good team. Tua looks like a completely different quarterback with the new head coach, the addition of Tyreek Hill. The defense is, I don't love the secondary, but the defense is good enough. Give me Miami. Too many question marks for me about Baltimore. J.K. Dobbins is now injured again. He's going to miss multiple weeks. 4 to 6 weeks is his timeline. I can't trust Rodgers and Brady right now the way those two teams are playing. I just don't trust Brady in general. He's got the weapons, but it just doesn't look like it's going to come together for Tampa. And then Rodgers, to me, looks off, but on top of that, he doesn't have the weapons. San Francisco just added Christian McCaffrey. They're getting healthy. Mike McGlinchey is coming back. Bosa is coming back. They're going to be a better team, but to make a deep run in the playoffs here, I'm on the Dolphins. Crazy. Would have never said that a year ago about Tua, but they look very, very different. And do I trust Garoppolo in San Francisco? If I were to rank them 1-2, it's going to be Miami, San Fran. I'm going to take the offense of Miami over the offense of San Francisco. Would have never thought I'd say that. Never, ever, ever thought I'd say that. This is going to be fun because I think we might actually get some juice in the NFL trade market. Christian McCaffrey has already been dealt, as you see, from Carolina to San Francisco. Niners paid a bit of a bounty here, a 2, a 3, a 4, and then a 5 next year in terms of draft picks. That's a little much for a guy who's incredibly highly paid at the running back position, and an injury risk. He missed 23 of 33 games between the 2020 and 2021 seasons. Now, he's been terrific this year for Carolina. We'll see how much of a look he gets in San Francisco today. A small package, I would imagine, and maybe somewhere 10, maybe a dozen snaps, not touches, but snaps. He's been very productive. He's fourth in the NFL in yards from scrimmage. So he's back to being who we all kind of knew Christian McCaffrey to be, but can he stay on the field? And how much of a split is he going to, how many touches is he taking away from Deebo Samuel? That's not the right formula. Deebo, Kittle need big-time touches. You mix in McCaffrey, in my opinion. Now, the report out this morning on the Sunday is that the Panthers have already turned down an offer of 2 first-round picks for Brian Burns, stud defensive player. I think the Panthers are, hey, let's keep a core of guys because we might have a shot at a really good quarterback next year, where we are quickly able to vault back into contention in an NFC South, right? That is largely up for grabs here. Even this year, I mean, Carolina's bad, but you don't love the Bucs. You don't love the Saints. And do you love Atlanta? They're much better than I thought they'd be, to be completely honest with you. But long term, no. I mean, Carolina could be right back in the thick of winning this division in a year or two. So I'm with them. It shouldn't be a full fire sale. If somebody bowls you over with an offer for a guy like Brian Burns, you take it. 2 1s wasn't enough to get him out of Carolina, according to reports this morning. Denver's another team where everybody's got to be thinking, okay, are they going into reset mode? How do you do that when you've just given Russell Wilson that enormous contract? How do you press the reset button? There was so much excitement. We talked with our guy, Zach Bai, who does sports radio out in Denver. I mean, when the Broncos made the deal, he thought, finally, competent quarterback play. But the expectation was even a level above competent quarterback play. They haven't gotten that. The offense is atrocious. And so will the Broncos listen to offers for guys like Bradley Chubb on defense, Jerry Jeudy, a wide receiver for the Broncos? If they do, if they move one of these guys, it says a lot. It says we don't even think we're in a position to win next year. That would be a pretty damning message sent to Broncos country for sure, that they just aren't quite there. I know Syracuse fans don't want to relive this, but we will just briefly here. What a game at Clemson. And yes, it was too reminiscent of the game 4 years ago when they knocked Trevor Lawrence out, and in comes Chase Bryce, and he's able to win the game. Now, of course, they had the benefit of guys like Travis Etienne to help push them on to victory, the Clemson Tigers. But it happened again yesterday. No, DJ Uyunglele doesn't get injured, but he's ineffective. And so in comes the backup, the top-ranked quarterback in last year's class, a true freshman. And what does he do? He leads Clemson to a come-from-behind victory in the fourth quarter over Syracuse. But if you're a Syracuse fan, hard to feel this way on us. You are right there. Everybody said, well, who have we played? And even when we played NC State, it was the backup quarterback, where you just played a good Clemson team and you were up 11 at one point in the fourth quarter. I'd be feeling pretty good if I was a Syracuse fan. Here's the road ahead for the Cuse. Notre Dame, very winnable. Yes, they won convincingly yesterday against UNLV. Doesn't mean anything. At Pitt, Florida State, and then Wake Forest. That ranking is a little outdated here. Wake put it on pretty good yesterday. But really, Notre Dame, Pitt, Florida, you can win those games, especially with FSU at home. That we're on the road, I say, going to Tallahassee, maybe not. That's at home. You can win that game. And then at Wake, things get interesting. But again, at 6-1, I'll go through the numbers with you. Notre Dame, Pitt, Florida State. Could you be 9-1 going to Wake? Absolutely could. You absolutely could. We're going to do a little baseball on the show here as well. But before we do that, we've got the Pick Six Vodka NFL Pick'em coming here with me and Ashley Miller. We're live from Ship's Pub. Thanks to Robbie, and thanks for the Pick Six crew of Holly, Serge, and Adam for putting this together on an NFL Sunday. We're back right after this with the Pick Six Vodka NFL Pick'em.
Teams. athletes, organizations. We're transforming the custom apparel industry through products and purpose. Claim your crown.
At Marcella's Appliance Center, our commitment is to you, providing essential appliances that families depend on for cooking, refrigeration, cleaning, and sanitation, plus appliance repair. You can have peace of mind that Marcella's is here for you today and every day, like we have been since 1957, helping you make the right choice with trusted brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and many more. Shop Marcella's Appliance Center in-store, online, or by phone. We're here for you.
And now back to Onorato and Company. Brought to you by Alpin House.
All right, Ash, let's get things going here. The Pick Six Vodka NFL Pick'em each and every week on Onorato and Company.
And now your weekly NFL Pick'em. Presented by Pick Six Vodka.
Shout out to everybody at Saratoga Courage Distillery, the makers of Pick Six Vodka. Holly and Serge and Adam, what a great team they have up there. How are we doing?
Oh, God.
5-1. Yeah, this is my second 5-1. I just, for the record here.
Why don't you brag about it a little?
You were 500 last week. It's a good week, though.
That was a good week for me, no doubt.
There's the overall record. You can see it on your screen. I won't say it out loud. How's the competition doing?
Not that much better than me, which is nice.
The board of local business partners to the show and local nonprofit reps.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 500 is the best we've had so far. And so our guest pickers this week, High Five Sports. Jody and Chris Eves, incredible people. They've got a great team behind them. Obviously, they do such amazing work. Ash, you introduced me to them, and they are so much fun to work with. I'm glad that they're going to play along with us here on Onorato and Company this week. All right, game one on the board is a 1:00 kick. When I saw this spread come out on Monday, I was floored.
These picks felt easy for me, which is not good.
Okay, these were difficult for me. The number has grown, but we are working on the 2.5. I've seen it at 3. I've seen it at 3.5. Jacksonville continues to become a bigger favorite against the Giants.
It's unbelievable to me. I have no idea. I don't understand it. I get it. I think the Giants, I keep telling you this, are a little bit of fool's gold. Things will come back down to earth, but it can't be against the Jags, right? You got to beat the teams that aren't very good. The Jags are better, but they're not very good. The Giants was easy for me.
I'm on the Giants here too. I've done well with Jacksonville picking them, but they've always been the underdog.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite?
No.
I just can't go there yet. No, we're both on the Giants. We're both on the Cowboys here.
Yep.
Dak Prescott returns, which obviously inflates the number to 6.5 for Dallas against a Lions team that's not bad. The defense is not good. That's the problem here. I think Dallas puts up a lot of points. I think they cover the 6.5.
Yeah, me too. That one felt a little bit easy for me too, but we'll see. Dak wasn't good in the opener with them, so.
Yep. Okay. Colts Titans. This was the most difficult game of the week for me.
Yeah.
I don't know if Jonathan Taylor is going to play. I don't know if Naheem Hines is going to play. I don't know if Matt Ryan is going to be good the way he was last week, or if he's going to be a train wreck the way he was early on this season.
I'm also just not sure about what the Titans are.
There it is. Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But the Titans at home, for me, I'm taking a favorite at home.
Both on Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll throw it back to the Giants here. Nick says maybe a trap game. Interesting. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Hey, maybe we're 5-1 since the first time since 2009. We're feeling really good about ourselves, and maybe there's a little bit of a trap.
This also felt easy for me.
I mean, we're in lockstep here. Jets and Broncos. I've done very well with the Jets this year, and now a dog against a bad Denver team.
And Mile High is not an easy place to play. I get that. I get all that. But Russell Wilson has been really bad. The Broncos are just not a good team. And I think the Jets have something special. The Jets might have the best defensive player in the NFL in Quinnen Williams. And maybe they have one of the better defenses too.
There's no doubt. They have an excellent defense. Denver's offense stinks. You've got Quinnen Williams. Then in the linebacking core, you got Mosley and Williams, Quincy Williams, and then you have Sauce Gardner.
Yeah.
They have it. They have it covered at all levels. This was easy for me too on the
Nick in
Jets.
the trap games. He's something. He thinks it's a trap game for the Jets too.
Get out of here, Nick. Chiefs and Niners. Niners are missing what, 9 of 11 defensive starters last week,
and that's why it was easy for me. That number is too small for me. The Niners don't have they have like 2 defensive starters playing. Chiefs all the way. Yeah. Are we the same on every game?
The same every game.
Man.
The same.
That means I can't make up any ground.
Game. That means I might lose every game.
Yeah, that's right. If you're picking the same as me.
Dolphins and Steelers, the Sunday nighter on News Channel 13 and NBC. We both like Miami. I like the return of Tua. Status on Kenny Pickett. Going to be Pickett or Trubisky as we talk on a Thursday morning. So for me, it was just the known quantity of Miami.
Yeah, same here.
Okay. To win by roughly a touchdown.
Yeah. Is that 6.5 or 5.5?
That's a 5.5 number for Miami. All right. So
Brent, we see you, buddy. We'll be right with you.
It's right around the corner here. High five, Jody and Chris. They are only different in one game. So, but this plays to their advantage here, Ash. You know what you said.
I mean, they don't have to beat us, so really it doesn't matter. But
right, they just want to beat 3-3. If they can go to 4-2 or 5-1, they take the lead as the local nonprofit rep with a little donation coming courtesy of the show and our supporters at the end of the season. So Colts, it might be up to you.
We're different on the Colts. Yep.
Might be up
and
to
real quick for High Five, for people who don't know,
please.
To give High Five a little bit of love. So High Five is an amazing organization. It provides sports, training, athletics practices all year round for students, young people with special needs. They do bowling, basketball, baseball, every sport you could think of, golf, all year round, inside in the winter, outside in the summer. And they have a blast. And it's all cost-free to all of the families. So we had a fundraiser Chris and I were lucky enough to be a part of in May that raised $22,000, more than $22,000. And that helps them be completely cost-free to all their families and those children. It's an amazing organization. We love all of our not-for-profits. High five. You got to do better than 3-3. You've got a good chance.
Happiness is found in simple things. The sun on your face, sharing laughs, at the campground, getting wet, relaxing together, the love of family. There's never been a better time to go outside and play. Alpenhaus Pool Spa Boat and RV, bringing families together and creating memories since 1964.
The Pack is back. The Albany Firewolves professional indoor lacrosse team returns to the Capital Region and MVP Arena this December. Get your tickets now for our season home opener when we take on UAlbany lacrosse legend Connor Fields and the Rochester Nighthawks on Saturday, December 17th at 7 p.m. Season tickets, flex plans, family packs, and game tickets are on sale now at albanyfirewolves.com. Join the Pack!
And now back to Onorato and Company. Brought to you by Alpenhaus.
And we're back live at Ship's Pub in Albany. Our guy Robbie Terrio, and we are courtesy of Pick Six Vodka on this NFL Sunday. It's Chris Onorato. You're watching Onorato and Company. Those were our picks. The records aren't exactly glossy, but we're improving. That's what life is all about, is improving. And so same for our NFL picks. I feel good about the ones this week, to be honest with you, which means I'll probably be 1-5 the way this goes. All right. Sam is asking a trivia question. There's kind of one simple rule with broadcast, be it radio or TV. Never ask a question live on the air that you yourself don't know the answer to, or you don't know that your partner and co-host knows. So Sam's question is trivia question for today. Who was on deck for the Braves when Hank Aaron hit homer 715 back in 1974? I believe it was Joe Torre. Sam will tell me if I'm right. That's my guess anyway. And Sam is transitioning into baseball here because he's saying Yankee season is on the brink. Hopefully it'll be over around 11 o'clock tonight. You know, here's my thing. I don't understand the actively rooting against a team that isn't yours, especially one that isn't in your division. Now, I'm a Braves fan, so I will tell you that I occasionally get ugly fanish with the Mets and the Phillies and the Nationals. And okay, I will admit that. But I didn't have a huge problem when the Nationals won the World Series a few years ago. Actually, I kind of enjoyed it because Bryce Harper had just left them and they won one. That was kind of fun. It's going to be hard for me to find any joy in the Phillies winning World Series. I will admit to that. But when it's a different league, you know, like I have no hate for the Astros. I really don't. They didn't do anything to me. And I don't believe they were doing anything too different than most teams. Yes, they went a step further, maybe even a hop and a skip further than most teams. But everybody's cheating. Everybody's trying to get pitches. Everybody's trying to get a competitive advantage. They got caught. And it wasn't pretty. I have a bigger problem, the fact that Rob Manfred didn't really do anything about it. That I have an issue with. Oh, Dusty Baker's the answer. Good one, Sam. Yep. I in my mind, I knew it's a manager. I knew it was a manager. All right, let's get into the Yankees season here, and it may only last one more game as we go into Game 4 tonight between the Astros and Yankees in the ALCS. Here's something I read this morning. This would be if the Yankees lose the ALCS, which I think we all believe they eventually will. They may not get swept, but we all kind of, okay, the Astros are going to make it happen now. Would you believe this? In a 7-game series, Houston has never, before now, had a 3-0 lead. Interesting, okay? Yankees are on the verge of losing their 5th straight ALCS. That'd be a Major League Baseball record. 5 straight losses in an ALCS. Now, the other side of that coin is, hey, you have to get there. And if you're a Yankees fan, you raise your hand and you say, we get there a lot. There's risk involved. You get that far, you're going to run to a really good team, and you have the opportunity, of course, to lose. But this has been the problem. It's been the offense. 41 strikeouts in 3 games. Only 4 runs scored. And I know nobody cares about average anymore. They're hitting $128 in 3 games against Houston. So the way it's setting up now is in order to pick a World Series winner, you're going to say, well, do you like Houston's pitching or do you like the Phillies offense? Because that's where we're headed. Philadelphia's offense has been unbelievable this postseason. They're even more difficult at home than they've been on the road. And, oh, by the way, they're pretty darn good on the road. This is the real question, though, because we already are kind of resigned to the fact that the Yankees are not going to reach the World Series. And I don't want to talk about Aaron Boone's status because I think most people are going to say, fire him. Fine. I really don't care. Okay. The bigger question is, should this postseason affect Aaron Judge's free agency? Does this stretch of what has now been 8 games erase the historic regular season he had in your minds? 62 home runs, of course. He hit .311. He led Major League Baseball in RBIs. Have these 8 games washed all that away for you? Because going into the postseason, I would have said, you're going to have to sign the guy to $35+ million a year. Now, if you're the Yankees, are you looking at this saying, what's his real value? What's the worth? Can we hold this against him in our negotiations? The answer is yes, you can. I don't know that it will hold up against other teams and what they want to offer Aaron Judge. And to me, it isn't just about this postseason where he struck out 14 times in 8 games. Look at the career postseason numbers. Ashley and I asked Bernie Williams the other day, hey, I remember you as a great postseason player. Does that offend you? Do you feel slighted? Because you were a really good regular season player too. And he said, no, you make your money in the postseason. That's how people remember you is, did you win in the postseason? And when the lights were the brightest and you were in the batter's box, did you deliver? Judge isn't. .216 average. 13 homers in 43 games, 65 strikeouts. We've talked about Giancarlo Stanton being a pretty good postseason player with the Yanks. It really hasn't been exactly the same for Aaron Judge. Nash is weighing in here. Worst offense it's been all season. Felt this year might be different, not so much. And look, I didn't think it would be different. Even when the Yankees were winning all those games in April and May and June, I kept saying, yes, but they had won 100-plus games before with this roster and Boone. The lineup hasn't really changed. Now, the absence of DJ LeMahieu can't really be overstated here. He was the guy that you thought was going to put the ball in play, make a productive out, or get a base hit. They just don't have that. I mean, top of the order guy, they've tried Gleyber Torres. Gleyber Torres, to me, is not even a long-term Yankee option at second. They clearly, they said, you can't play shortstop. Second base, and he just doesn't fit into this lineup. So Sam wants to know, would I fire Cashman and Boone? Yeah, I think I would. And I hate talking about fire this guy, fire that guy. I don't want that to be my job. But at this point, you have to point to postseason success. 2009, last time they got to the World Series. They won it, but it's the last time they got there. So it's funny, right? Like, they win that series against the Guardians, and you think, okay, bring on Houston. Let's see what we've got. And even after the first two in Houston, I thought they're set up well because you got Cole and Cortez. Just not working out that way. All right, it's been fun hanging out with you guys from Ship's Pub here on Onorato and Company, getting you set for Week 7 in the NFL. We are with you every single Thursday morning at 10 a.m. on News Channel 13's Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube pages. We will see you guys then.